If you have just got your PrintStick organizer, well, first of all, congrats, you have got the best tool that will help you keep all aspects of your life organized and become more productive. Today we'll tell you how to use all the extra that you will get access to once you purchase a PSO, and I will also tell you how to develop your own system so you know exactly what you want to keep in your PSO. One quick announcement, there are new versions of the PrintStick organizer available, so when you're on the site, make sure to check the options in the drop-down menu and choose the one you want. So I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about these buttons. I'm going to activate my links by tapping on this pen icon on the top right here in GoodNotes. I'm going to tap on the first icon, and this takes me to a page full of information, useful tips, tricks on how to use GoodNotes. You have further buttons here that you can tap and learn more on these subjects. When you purchase the PrintStick organizer, it comes in PDF format, so you will be able to see this box with instructions on how to install the PrintStick organizer on a note-taking app. However, I do show this in detail in my previous video. I'm gonna link it below if you want to check it out, but it's really easy. You download the PDF, send it to GoodNotes or whichever note-taking app you're using, and then you'll have this that I'm showing you. Now, from wherever you are in the organizer, you can tap on this button. You're gonna be taken back here. This following button is for the PrintStick community. So if you tap there and you click yes to open the link, you will be taken to the PrintStick community, which is on the website, printstick.shop. And this is awesome. This is where all members come together to share inspiration, to ask questions, to share ideas. And this is where you can come to look at how other people are using the PrintStick organizer. There's a section here that's called Community Freebies. This is where the members get to upload their own creations, and those items are going to work in your PrintStick organizer. And actually, I'm seeing a lot of new posts here. It's really active. There's a lot of stuff that I haven't even seen because new posts get added daily. This is a really great asset and a really good advantage of the PrintStick organizer, that you have a whole community backing it up. You have the one here on the website, but you can also go to the Facebook group, and there's a lot going on over there as well. So let me go back to GoodNotes to go back to our PSO. That was the second button. Now this third button is the PSO library. So the PrintStick organizer library is now available, and to access it, what you do is you tap on this icon directly on your PSO, and that is going to take you to the library. You do need to enter the email address that you used at checkout so that you are granted access. If you did not create an account when you were checking out, make sure to create one, then you'll have access to this page. So I'm going to log in just so you can see. Once you're inside the library, you'll see all these categories, and you can tap on any, and then you'll see the downloads that are available for each category. And if you scroll down, we'll get to the first section. This section contains the items we're going to be using today. So I'm going to tap on it to open it, and all of these are the downloads available, and again, we're going to use them today, so you can just tap on each to download. Now, I've made it so simple. All you do is tap on an item. That item is either gonna go download or it's gonna open. So once I have it here, I can just tap on this share icon to select save image. That will save this image to my camera roll, and then I'm ready to add it to my planner, to Stixer, or to files if I wanna keep it in files and use it from there. If the download is something else that is not an image, for example, here I have my navigation icons, and this is actually a pack of stickers, then I'm going to be prompted if I want to download. That's it. You don't need to go to another website or do any extra steps. You just tap download, and then the file will go directly to your downloads folder in files or iCloud. So if I tap here on my downloads icon, I can find the file. I can tap on it to open it in files. Now this is a zip file, so all I do is tap on that folder to decompress. Once it's decompressed, I can tap on it, and then I'll see all of the elements. Okay, so that is how the library works. Let me go back right here. So for today's video, we're going to use the items included in the Getting Started section, but if you go back, you'll see there's other sections. You have your insert stickies, and this is usually a single image as well. So let me just show you one just so that you can see. For example, I have my book tracker. And if I tap there, I'm going to open the image. Again, you can tap on this icon and then click on where it says save image, and you're going to save that to camera roll. Let's go see another section. You have your sticky packs, and these are really interesting because you actually have them in different colors, and these are the elements that you can use to customize the pages of the PSO. So let's open one. For example, I have these purple ones. Again, this is a zip file. So I'm asked if I want to download. I tap on download. Same thing, I'm gonna go here to find the folder in files, and then I can tap on the folder to decompress it. and these are the stickies included. I actually don't have these saved, so I'm gonna quickly show you how I add them to my folders in Stixer. So I actually made a category within Stixer called stickies, and this is where I keep everything related to the PSO. And I have further categories in here. I'm going to open the one that says stickies, and you can see I have already some other stickies in other colors, and I want to import the ones that we just saw. So I'm gonna go to my plus sign, choose files, and then make sure you are in your downloads folder or whatever you have saved the downloads from the PSO library. Then find the stickies that you want to add. Here they are. Now I tap on select, select all, open, and now my stickies have been added. And then from here I'm gonna open GoodNotes in split view, and then you can tap and drag any of these stickies, and they're made to fit the boxes in your PSO exactly. So you can just resize them and place them on top of any of the elements, and in this way you can change the colors of the original boxes, or if you add these to transparent pages, to blank pages, then you can build your own spreads. So let's create a page that will help us organize and bring all of the ideas of the things that we want to keep track of in the PSO in one place. We are actually going to create a brand new page, and I'm actually going to do this in one of my notebook sections. So my notebook icon is this one right here. I long tap on it and I open my link. I'm going to use one of my transparent sections, so let me show you the ones on the right. You can see they have transparent labels. That means that the pages don't have a white paper, they are transparent. And if I go to the ones that have the white labels, then these ones do have the white paper. That's the difference. You can of course do this in any other blank section. If you recall, these three shapes here are blank sections as well. You can do it in one of those if you prefer. You can use either, it's up to you, but I'm gonna use one of the transparent ones. So I'm going to add a text box just to label this my planning routine. My first advice on how to use a PrintStick organizer and really any other digital item is you always want to label your blank sections, because it can get really confusing since you have a ton. If you don't label them, you might not remember where you're coming from or what that section is. Even if you see the information, you might be like, what was this supposed to be? So just copy these labels. So I'm using my lasso, copy it, and I'm gonna open this section, so right here, and I'm gonna paste this title that I have just created. In fact, I'm going to make this box a little bit smaller so that I can actually place it here. This blank part here is for you to add these labels and you know where you are. I think I'm actually gonna change the font to Raque because you can see it a little better. Here I have my label, my planning routine. Now I know where I am. So this is going to be the place where I'm going to enter all of the ideas that I have of things that I want to record on my PSO. Actually, the PSO already has a lot of useful ideas in the info pages, so I'm going to take you right there. Tap on this question mark here, and that's going to open this page where you can actually see a list of suggestions of things that you can keep track of in the PrintStick organizer. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. So I'm gonna go select my lasso tool, and then I'm just gonna go around this part of the page, tap on that selection to take a screenshot, tap on this arrow, click on copy, head back to my notebook section. So go back to my notebook index and then open this new section that we have just created. And then I'm gonna paste that screenshot that I just took, and I'm gonna crop out the parts that I don't want. So just tap on the image using the image tool, tap on crop, and now I can cut all of the extra spaces here out. Now I have this right here for quick reference. Step number one is to figure out what you want to keep track of or what you want to record in your digital planner, or in this case, the PrintStick organizer. So here there are some examples, and of course I'm the one who wrote this example, so most of these things apply to me. But of course you can track your own stuff. For example, I'm thinking you can track your pet's health, and vet appointments. You can track your work schedule when you have holidays. You can keep track of your kids' after school activities, your exam dates, and so on. I'm actually going to leave you a whole list right here so you can take a look and add the ones that work for you. The next thing we need is to bring in our getting started stickies, because these are going to help us write down the things that we want. You can copy what I'm doing, or after you see what these are for, then you can create your own system. I'm going to bring them all in actually, so just drag them in and then we're going to start arranging them. So I need to make them smaller, and I'm going to copy this custom section one. I just tap and drag on it using my image tool so that I can copy it, and I only have room for 3. But if you want to plan out more custom sections, then you can do a whole other blank page in the PSO and then just add a ton of custom section boxes to write down what you are going to be using those sections for. And here I'm just going to go ahead and write down the things that I personally want to record in my PSO. If you manage to fill out this section, you will no longer be blank. Once you're sitting with your PrintStick organizer or any digital planner, you'll know exactly what to add to your pages. Now, the planner part of the PrintStick organizer has dailies, weeklies, and monthlies. It actually comes with 2 months. So those are the sections that you have written out here. So try to think what you want to track daily. In my case, it's of course my schedule. So I love to use my hourly spaces to plan out my day in detail and the day's top goals. I do use the spaces to keep track of my meals when I can, my gratitude box. Those are already on the daily, so I'm not gonna write them down here. Now for my week, I want to do block scheduling just to see like an overview of how my days go. I've been using my dailies way more in my PSO than the weeks or even the months, so I'm playing around with the weeks and changing my systems, but this past week I did this and I really liked it, so that's what I'm going to be doing for now. Then I'm going to move on to my months. So in my month 1, basically I want to keep everything here, so I'm going to write down special dates, holidays, birthdays, any trips, either mine or my family members, anything that affects us, that for example if my husband or my mom are gonna travel, then I'm likely gonna go drive them to the airport, so I write those down here. Any appointments that I have, this can be doctor, this can be haircut, anything that requires me to be somewhere at some specific time, then I write it down here as well. Then I would move these to my dailies too to know what's going on. Basically in my monthlies I keep anything that is not repetitive, everything that doesn't happen, you know, every single day, every single week. Those are the things that I keep on these pages. And lastly, it's finance, but specifically it is payments. So any payments that I need to do, that's what I keep here. And for my second month, I have decided that I will only keep anything that's related to my children's school. So in my following video after this one, I'm going to show you how I actually use the days and weeks and months in the PSO. But first, we need to plan how we want to do and what we want to add to each of the pages. Okay, so now this part says which trackers you want to use. And before deciding, you may want to head to the tracker section, which is this icon here. So if you tap there and you scroll, or you can tap on these dots as well, you're going to see the different trackers that you have available in the PSO. Make sure to also check the insert stickies section in the library to check if there are any others available over there. And once you see them, you can go back to your section and choose which ones you want to use. So here I have already thought about this and I've decided to use my daily log to track number of sales. I'm gonna use my habit tracker. I want my year in pixels. And lastly, my yearly finances. And now I want to say how often I'm gonna be updating these trackers. So for the first one, it's gonna be every day. My habits also, that's a daily thing, as well as my year in pixels. It can be moods, or in my case, I do a lot of like types of days. So how did I spend most of today, or how did I feel today? So I write down types of days. That's what I did in the Wonderful Planner. I really liked it. So types of days. I'm sorry, I'm missing my monthly finances. So I'm just gonna move this down and then write down here monthly finances. So my year in pixels, that's also something that you update daily. And the monthly finances I'll update on the 1st of the month. And my yearly finances, I'm gonna go and review those every 6 months. So my following sticky asks when is a good time to sit down and plan, and this is especially important if you're just getting started and you don't really know when to grab your planner and update it. So just take a moment to think of when you want to be updating your plans. In my case, it makes sense to look at my planner every day in the morning. And when I like it most is in the evening, because I review my day, I make sure that I did what needed to be done, but I also take whatever wasn't done and move it on to the next day or the following time when I can try and get that done. So here it says every day, every week, every month. So for example, every day for me, I can plan every morning when my kids go to school, and then every week, Sundays and Wednesdays, I tried to do like big planning sessions and review my week, make sure I'm on track. So those 2 days are important. And then every month on the 1st and the 20th. Those are also days when I'm gonna come and review my monthly calendar and, you know, look at more pages in my planner. Okay, so now I'm just gonna use my highlighter to make sure that I understand how this works. Now, what needs to happen so I can work on my planner uninterrupted and not get distracted? For me, that is that my kids must be gone or asleep. Otherwise, it's impossible to sit and work on this. And the second thing is the home needs to be tidy. Like, I'm not gonna be able to sit and work my planner if there's a pile of dirty dishes. So I need to make sure I have that ready. And then the next thing is that my iPad, of course, needs to be charged, and I have to be somewhere where I can work comfortably. Okay, great. So now we move on to choosing your planning routines. And actually, I'm going to divide this because I want to have them like this. I'll show you. So I'll make some columns right here. Now I'm just gonna label this first column for the morning, evening, and Sunday. These are like my main times when I actually do open my planner every single time and work on it. So I have these 3 routines. Also, you can make more copies of this sticky if you want. You know, you can use as many pages as you need, but this is gonna work fine for me. So here in the mornings, what I'll do is review yesterday's undone. After that, I'm gonna check what tasks need to be done that day, and then I'm also gonna make sure to fill out yesterday's trackers in case I didn't do it. That's a second chance to check that because I really don't want to miss any days. I also do try to look at my daily routine pages every day, and I'm gonna talk about these pages more in my following video, so I'm not gonna write them down here. Let me move on to evening. So the first thing I do in the evening is check of what's done. So the tasks that I completed, I will try to fill in my trackers. Again, I forget sometimes. That's why I have 2 opportunities to do it. If I'm doing my photo of the day, which I like, but I have trouble keeping up, I also find it easier to do this in the evenings, and I will prepare tomorrow's plans. This is the most important to me, prepare the plans for the following day, and I've been pretty good at doing it. Then on Sundays is when I actually sit and can do more in my planner. So I will review the week. So here is where I would sit and check what things were not done and where those things are gonna go so that they can get done, or maybe they're no longer important. But I make sure that I check all of that so that I don't miss or forget anything. Then I will prepare next week. So lately I'm not so much into decorating and using a ton of stickers, because before I used to like sit and, you know, have my week all set up with beautiful stickers and make it all pretty. I can write in all of the things I know are happening in the week, the appointments, you know, the tasks, places that I need to be. So I do sit down and prepare my week on Sunday evenings usually. I do collect all of my journal entries. Actually, I forgot to write down here, but in the evenings I do journaling, and I have been really good at that. I do it every single night. So on Sundays is when I come and I collect my journal entries. So I'll just go and copy each of my journaling boxes from every day, and then I paste them onto my journaling section in the PSO. I really like that. Then I have all of my journal entries together, so I don't have to go through all of my days, but rather I have them all in my journaling section. So that's another thing I do. And lastly, here's another chance to fill in the missing photos if I really want to do my photo of the day, which again doesn't happen always. But these are the main things and tasks that I want to do every time at these planning times. So now I'm just gonna use my highlighter just to separate the tasks, and also it looks pretty when you do this. And now I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do when I actually get to sit down and open my PrintStick organizer. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the custom sections. So where are the custom sections? And again, you can refer to my previous video where I show all of the sections in the PSO, but these 3 buttons, for example, your square, your triangle, and your circle, these are blank customizable sections, and you can also head to your index page, so this icon here, to see what are those. Right here you have this space. These are customizable sections, but they're not blank. So if I tap here, you'll see that I have these boxes, but you can also use the, you know, custom section stickies that we just saw to organize what you are going to be entering here. I'm gonna head back to my index. You have your square, triangle, and circle that I just showed you. You can label those sections over here. Other sections you have are linked to your master list. You have 3 of them. And well, of course, you have the ones linked to your notebook. So you have 20 of them. So each one of these is a blank section. And lastly, you have the ones under each month. So each month has its own 5 customizable sections. And that's these dots over here. They take you to blank pages that have each of the month's calendar. Okay, so those are all of the options for your customizable sections, and those are all of the things that you can enter in these little boxes. I'm gonna give you some examples here. I'm gonna label these. So the first one is gonna be my first monthly. So I'm gonna label it monthly 1. And what I'm gonna add here is gonna be school. This is kind of like the info that I get from my children's school, which I don't care much about, but I need to know it, like when to pay, if I pay at this date, I get a small discount and all those things. So I keep that info in my first monthly section. The next section, and I can draw a little circle here, it's going to be my circle section. So the one over here, that's the title, it's my circle, and the contents is going to be video ideas. So whenever I get an idea for a new video, I'm gonna go write it down there. And the other section here, let's do the triangle. Here the contents is going to be my selling platforms, because I sell items in different platforms, so I need to keep good track of that. Again, if you need to make more of these boxes, feel free, you can make as many as you need. I want to show you that the navigation icons, which again you can download from the Get Started section in the PSO library, they actually have an icon for all of the items included in the PrintStick organizer. And the idea here is that you can use them to label your pages, or in this case my stickies. So I drew the circle in, but I can also just add this actual icon, which is the exact same, and this is gonna help me know where this section is. It gets confusing, you have so many. So for example, if I'm in this random page which belongs to my notebook, but if there's no label, if there's no icon, I'm not going to know where I am. So what I could do is just bring in my notebook icon, and then I know that this page belongs to my notebook, and then of course I would add the title as well. So that's what these icons are for. For example, here my monthly, this is just a dot, so I made a sticker with just a dot. But this is how you'll remember my first monthly section is the dot under the months here. Okay, so we covered this first part of the PSO, but I think that this exercise of sitting down, taking the time to think of what you want to keep in your pages is going to be super helpful, and it's really going to help you get started, especially if you are new to planning. Now keep an eye out for my following video where we are going to move on here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the pages that I advise you to set up first, which are these icons right here. So stay tuned. I hope that this video was helpful. You got some ideas and inspiration to get started. If you have any questions, drop me a comment below. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up to let me know. Make sure to be subscribed to my channel and tap on the bell so you know when there's a new video out. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.